Hey guys, welcome back to the Mamavi channel. Now those that are new to this channel, well, we talk about a whole bunch of things: interoperability, DeFi, NFTs, and we like focusing on certain ecosystems like Fetch.AI. So these guys basically, they do artificial intelligence, machine learning. These are not just buzzwords. They create a whole bunch of different suits that incorporate the type of technology that they're trying to build. So if you're new to this project and you haven't seen what it does, or you haven't heard about it, then they have certain products like the collective learning product, which basically leverages complex mathematical algorithms to generate art, to all the way to things like decentralized finance, centralized finance, optimizing those kinds of feeds, price feeds, information feeds. So including creation of things like oracles, making smart contracts smart, because these agents basically, what you can see on the screen, this is a small community project that I'm working on. So it's not a new Twitter account. It's a couple of months old, but I'm revamping it, and there's a couple of features I want to incorporate into this. Of course, at the most basic level, it's information about Fetch.AI, and there's a lot of information here. You can see the past information, but I want it to be a bit more interactive, and that's something I'm going to save for the future. I'll be updating the community on how this Twitter page is going to evolve. For example, the first step, you can see here Fetch.ai, Fetch.ai.dcl.eth. This is a decentralized Ethereum name service address that I bought a couple of months back, just in case this might be useful for the Fetch.ai ecosystem in the future. So this is something I don't want to spill too much, but it's something which I'll revisit at some point. So now, every once in a while, you meet someone who's extremely organized, or should I say, a certain someone that does things a certain way that has an effect in your mind or in the way that you want to see yourself proceed as well. Now, this is a Twitter member. This is a Twitter account. So there's someone called Space Traveler, and I don't know where this person came from, but they've gone ahead to create these threads about the Fetch.AI ecosystem. Very clean. I've never seen anyone this organized on Twitter. And these posts are so well researched so deeply. Basically, it's like a curation of all the videos I made in the past, all the videos Fetch has made in the past. Instead of going out there and reading all that complex stuff, you can just come to this guy's Twitter. So I advise you guys to actually follow. He has all these lists of should I call them lists or threads, Twitter threads of his breakdown of Fetch.ai use cases. What is Fetch.ai? And he keeps on creating, well, it could be a he or she, I'm not sure. So this person keeps on creating, including images, including explaining in detail some of the technologies that Fetch.ai has created in the past. Now, for example, this was one of his posts from the past, and you can see why Fetch.ai is the ultimate use case. What are the ultimate use case projects? So there are things like travel agents, energy agents, Oracle agents, CoLearn, which is the collective learning, health agents, in finance. Collective learning can be used in finance, in supply chains. He's talking about stop loss agents. Some of these products have already been created. Some of them are being created. In other words, the prototypes exist. They've actually been tested and we've seen them working, like the parking agent and some like the stop loss agent that actually works. It already exists. You can use your liquidity on Uniswap or PancakeSwap to actually leverage to protect yourself from things like stop loss. You can swap out your tokens. You can pull out your tokens automatically. The agent does for you, and you can swap them out into whatever other token you want. So this is pretty exciting stuff. And the total locked value that these agents are managing is now past $40 million. So we're seeing some really proper use cases that are emerging from the Fetch.ai ecosystem, and also smart cities. That's one of their biggest MO. It's basically built into their product. The agents, these Fetch.ai agents reside in something called an open economic framework. So think of it as the world. You're a human, you're in the world, and this world has different elements, different physical components, different structures, atoms, laws of physics, all kinds of laws and physics that govern the way basically nature works. So this is like an environment for the agents where they can optimize the way they interact, negotiate, and carry out autonomous transactions and functions and use cases on behalf of their owners, on behalf of machines. It could be anyone. Blockchain does not segregate whether you're human, you're a machine. You just get what you get. So that's what Fetch.ai is about. Now, one of the other sister companies of Fetch, which is Atomix. So Fetch.ai, the way they're doing it, they're spreading out different products, and they're getting different teams that are under the Fetch umbrella, and these different teams are building out these different products. So they keep iterating with different products, and Atomix is one of them. There's others like Metalex. I've made a couple of videos about, I think, most of the products, and this is one of them, Atomix. So they released the frequently asked questions page, which is, in my opinion, is basically a summary of what these guys are doing. So instead of going out there and reading the white paper, you can come here and learn about Atomix. Now, the reason why, personally, I've always been excited about this particular product and many others, but this particular one, in the sense of DeFi, is that this is supposed to be a lending and borrowing platform, but not just that. It's not just fiat, but it's actively being put forward to be a lending and borrowing platform of physical assets. So it could be real estate. Let me just use just the example of real estate. You could have these mediators that you go to, talk to. These are individuals, real human people that look at your liquidity, verify. So this could be in your country. So you verify that you indeed hold this land title, and then they use the platform or the protocol in a decentralized manner to generate tokens, which you can then use in whichever way you see fit. You can use it on external markets, you can use it to borrow, you can use it to yield farm to earn more extra income. So the Atomix platform is extremely exciting, just as many other platforms in the Fetch.AI ecosystem. So guys, let's look at some news. Yeah, you're seeing something on the screen. This is Taboo. This is a project I just found. I don't want to shield NFTs projects here, but I like investing in the teams. This is an adult sort of platform that's being built out, but their MO is not under pornography or whatever. Basically, it's a bunch of people, a bunch of women that like showing off the human form. And you guys know platforms like OnlyFans, and they had that whole saga where they were censoring people, so a lot of people's income was taken away. I don't know how that's evolving. I don't actually have an account there, but this platform, I'm essentially looking at this platform because of the head of this platform and what they're trying to do. So they're trying to release a marketplace where you can trade NFTs, basically finding a way of generating income in a community way, in a collective community way. So these girls or male models or whatever, whoever is going to onboard onto this community, they can, in a decentralized way, actually participate and do what they want to do without being under the watchful eye of these centralized agencies. So guys, you know sex sells, but particularly this is about the human form, and I like where these people are coming from. I like their passion and what they're trying to build. This is not investment advice. That's why I'm not going into too much detail about this project, but guys, you can go ahead and read about it. I personally think whether this works out or not, I think they're trying to do a good thing for people out there that, you know, fit into a particular niche, which I think secretly is most human beings, though they like pretending about it. So guys, that's it about Taboo. That platform is called Taboo. And then there's something interesting here. Guys, if you watched my previous video, I talked about this is pretty much a killer NFT app. It's called the MetaKey. Now, but this is not the focus here. Now, the way these guys, the MetaKey people, did it is that on Discord, on the Discord channel, for example, you can see this headline here: NFTs and crypto wallets could be in Discord's future. And this is coming from the CEO of Discord, Jason Citron. He tweeted, you know, giving out some tips of what could easily happen. Of course, this was faced by some headwinds from people that are heavily engaged within Discord, as you know, as you're participating in Discord. So basically what this article is that Discord wants to implement MetaMask and Wallet Connect, so essentially bringing Web 3.0 onto Discord, which is amazing. Then some people left. They were like, screw this, you know, because sometimes when you're using Discord, you get all these spam messages of people trying to hack you, steal from you. So I think some people saw this as a way of Discord essentially ignoring that stuff, basically this stuff that's affecting people, and then going ahead to almost seem like they're promoting it. But that's not the case. Discord has gone out to say they have a team specifically for this particular thing, and I guess they'll implement automated methods to eradicate these things. Guys, scammers are annoying. These guys don't deserve to exist, but these are the same people that will help these platforms become more robust and then eventually be the true platforms that we want to see in the future. Platforms that are resilient, that cannot be attacked. So if these scammers, if these people do not attack these platforms, then we're just riding around in these vulnerable systems. So when a platform like Discord pushes through something like this, I think people should be more positive, because they're going to do a lot of research into figuring out ways of how to curb people like scammers or whatever, bots that want to scam people, steal from people, and then continuously create a product that's going to positively affect this market. But the reason why I mentioned the MetaKey in the beginning is because these guys, the MetaKey people, they're basically created this NFT that can allow interoperability between different metaverses. So essentially you buy one NFT, which is the key, and then you can use it in different platforms. You don't need to buy multiple ones and speculate on that. You can do that if you want. So what the way they've done is that they've created an account on Discord, and you can register with your particular Ethereum MetaMask key, and then within there they have an automated something that interacts with a smart contract. And if you have this meta key in your wallet, in your MetaMask wallet, or your Ethereum address, then what's going to happen is that you're going to actually be able to participate in whatever in this Discord channel. And without this NFT, without this meta key, you cannot participate in this. My point is, this Web 3.0 thing already exists on Discord in some way, shape, or form. It's innately in there. But this is like a way of officially doing this. I think it's pretty exciting for the whole community. So in more general news, we can see blockchain analytics provider Nansen to add Solana support. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this detail, but basically Nansen is a blockchain analytics firm, and it's one of the most respected out there. And if you actually go to the website, you can see some of the venture capitalists that are backing them. They have different technologies that they're using. There's a nice video that shows something they call a hot contract here. So, but this is all for paid customers. And basically, I think this platform, in terms of analytics, basically the way they forward themselves, or they front themselves, is that you want to find out about the market before things happen. Guys, I don't believe in that. But if you're a big TA person or a big organization having a lot of money and investment at stake, obviously these platforms are extremely useful to you. So I'm not the person that understands this, but the market and whatever is extremely bullish about this. These guys are going to incorporate Solana into their price feeds to be able to help their investors or their paid customers to be able to get information about Solana, the marketplace, and especially decentralized finance and NFTs, so that the people participating in the Solana ecosystem are protected from potential scams and falsehoods, and basically if there's any nefarious or troublesome way the whales are operating within the Solana ecosystem. So things like people dumping and then whales manipulating the market, stuff like that. If you're signed up with such analytics firms, you can be able to see that stuff firsthand, so you can protect yourself from things like market dumps that you can see, because you're seeing what the whales are doing. So basically that's what they're trying to do. And of course, they have some other articles like Binance Smart Chain Scalability in Action. They produce some extra news, so you can actually come to their website to read about Phantom, CryptoPunks, and some other articles that I'm sure are very well researched. So you learn a lot about other ecosystems when you actually look through their website. So those that are new to Solana, basically this is Solana's dashboard. Like Ethereum, when you type your Ethereum address into Etherscan, you can see all activities in Ethereum, but this dashboard basically shows the blocks of Solana. So it's something they call a slot height here. This slot height basically just shows the blocks in Solana, and this number will forever keep increasing as long as this network is alive. And you can see the current slot time. I think, guys, I'm not a Solana person. I'm not even invested in Solana, but I think epochs are basically you have slot times, then you have these validators or whatever. So these people are supposed to put transactions within this ledger. So you have an epoch time or a certain time limit within which you're supposed to put transactions within this ledger. So yeah, basically that's how the Solana blockchain goes. And they have these different names for it, like slot time, current slot time, and the epoch time. So how long it takes, stuff like that. So basically this is their they call it a dashboard. So if you want to find out more information about Solana, you can find out this, especially technical information about transactions, about validators, where the nodes are geographically spread out. Yeah. So, of course, how can I forget to talk about Ripple? They're having their swell event, and they just dropped this announcement. Of course, Ripple does make a lot of announcements, but this is real. Basically, they're trying to build liquidity. I'm sure anyone whose net worth is above $1 million, yeah, $1 billion or whatever, you want to buy crypto, you don't find the liquidity. Even if it's on over-the-counter desks, you still need to search for a lot of people that are actually willing to purchase for that amount of money. So what Ripple is trying to do, they're trying to get basically Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Cash, XRP itself at the start to launch this product, put these cryptocurrencies in there to provide liquidity for these cryptocurrencies, and they're saying that they'll keep expanding into other cryptocurrencies and other ecosystems as well in terms of liquidity expansion. So this was a major announcement from Ripple, which is the company that holds the biggest stake of XRP tokens. So they have a ton of money, they have a ton of influence, they have a lot of trust from institutions. Even if they're being sued by the SEC right now, I think the communities are split, I think 50-50, 70-30, 80-20. Majority investors normal investors or retail investors do not agree with what the case is with the SEC's case against Ripple. I think for various reasons. First of all, it's gone on for a very long time. How is Ripple supposed to know that they're selling, or the executives, especially Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse, how are they supposed to know that they were not supposed to sell these tokens? Or how are they supposed to know that they were securities? Sorry guys, that's what I meant. How are they supposed to know that these tokens are securities? So I think most of the arguments come from the place that these technologies are very nascent technologies. Everyone is sort of trying to understand them up to this point. So it's very hard to just capitalize everything in a law that was designed, I think, in the 1930s, which is the Howey test, to kind of come to a conclusion of what these things are, whether securities or not. I'm not saying I'm on the side of Ripple or on the side of the SEC or against SEC or against the Ripple ecosystem. All in all, I think that case, I think is good for the whole crypto community because it's helping us figure out regulation. Well, it's helping the regulators figure out their stuff. But at the same time, hopefully it doesn't impede the United States, and basically they go ahead to stop their biggest potentially money remittance or money structure, infrastructure that started in the US, that's building in the US, that's focused in the US. Hopefully they don't impede themselves in terms of this technology and the way it's developing, especially if they're going to capture in a legitimate way, just like Visa and MasterCard. I think Ripple has a great chance of doing this, but there's many other companies like Corda R3, there's Stellar Lumens, there's so many other companies as well, decentralized and centralized, doing their thing. But anyway, this was an announcement from Ripple, their big liquidity thingy that they're trying to build. So basically, guys, that's it for our news today. We talked about a little bit of Ripple, Solana, we talked about some NFT space, some nice sexy NFTs as you guys saw, but we also talked about the importance of Fetch.AI and this new community member he's got a new tweet as well, which is actually explaining deeper into the technologies. Like for example, this technology could even be used for decentralized travel apps, so more money for the hotels. So in this article, he actually talks about taxi drivers and how they can be democratized. We know in the past, Fetch announced that they partnered with a hotel suite of over 7,000 or 70,000 hotels. So there's a lot of products being built in the past by the Fetch.AI ecosystem. And if you want to get more details about that, you can watch my old videos. You can watch videos on YouTube by Fetch.ai. You can watch them on Twitter, and also you can follow up on these other projects that we talked about today. All right, guys, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget the community here. Bye-bye.